Live 20 incredible stories of people with oversized body parts. Vertical bar, then and now, 2025. In a world where fame fades and beauty transforms, some of our most celebrated icons have shocked us with changes that few could have imagined. From stars who once defined Hollywood glamour to legends whose struggles became cautionary tales, their transformations leave us questioning everything we thought we knew. Are these the costs of chasing perfection, or the price of survival under the spotlight? Brace yourself, because what you're about to see will challenge your idea of resilience, fame, and identity. Drop a comment, hit like, and subscribe to Legends of Black Excellence for more eye-opening stories. Part 1. Individuals with oversized or unique body features. Rumeysa Gelgi, standing at an extraordinary height of 7 feet 0.7 inches 2.15 meters, Rumeysa Gelgi of Turkey is not just the tallest living woman on Earth, she is also a living testament to resilience. Born in 1997, her remarkable stature is the result of Weaver syndrome, an exceptionally rare genetic condition that accelerates growth and affects fewer than 50 known people worldwide. What makes Rumeysa's journey fascinating is not just her physical measurements, but the courage with which she has faced every obstacle her condition has brought. She has collected multiple Guinness World Records, including the longest fingers for a woman 11.2 centimeters, the largest hands 24.9 centimeters, and the longest back, making her one of the most celebrated record holders of modern times. Yet life at her height is far from glamorous. Simple daily tasks like finding clothes, sitting on regular furniture, or moving through doorways become daily challenges. She has often adapted by turning dresses into shirts and using specially designed furniture at home. Her medical journey has included scoliosis, multiple surgeries, and limited mobility, but none of these have broken her spirit. In 2022, she experienced her first airplane flight when Turkish Airlines modified 6 seats into a stretcher just for her, a milestone that revealed both her determination and society's willingness to accommodate unique individuals. She frequently uses her platform to promote body positivity, share medical awareness about rare syndromes, and encourage people to embrace their differences rather than hide them. Her story raises a larger question. If you had a rare trait that made you stand out everywhere you went, would you embrace it with pride or struggle to conceal it from the world? Today, Rumeysa is more than a record holder. She is a researcher, a public speaker, and an advocate for people with disabilities, showing that uniqueness should be celebrated, not stigmatized. Her towering presence is both literal and symbolic, a reminder that even the tallest barriers can be overcome with confidence, resilience, and grace. Mrityunjay Das. In India, a young boy named Mrityunjay Das, affectionately called Mitanj, became known worldwide as the Giant Head Boy. Born in 2011 in Bhubaneswar, Odisha, he was diagnosed at just 7 months old with hydrocephalus, a condition that causes an abnormal buildup of cerebrospinal fluid in the brain. His tiny body carried a head measuring nearly 38 inches, almost 1 meter in circumference, one of the largest ever recorded for his age. The swelling was so extreme that his skull held an estimated 5.5 liters of fluid, creating life-threatening pressure that not only distorted his appearance, but also jeopardized his brain development and overall survival. For his parents, Kamalesh and Kavita, life was filled with heartbreak. Neighbors mocked them and cruelly called their child a ghost baby, forcing the family into isolation. Yet their hope never faded. In 2017, a team of surgeons at All India Institute of Medical Sciences AIIMS Bhubaneswar undertook an extraordinary challenge. Over 6 weeks, doctors carefully drained 3.7 liters of fluid and implanted a shunt to regulate future buildup. The results were life-changing. His head size reduced to about 68 centimeters, 27 inches, giving him improved mobility, cognitive ability, and the chance at a more normal childhood. This transformation wasn't just medical, it was deeply emotional. For the first time, Mrityunjay could interact with peers without fear of rejection. His parents, once shunned, were welcomed back into their community with compassion and respect. He became a symbol of medical progress in India, reminding the world how modern science and unwavering parental love can overcome seemingly impossible odds. But it also raises a thought-provoking question. If you were his parent, could you endure years of ridicule and despair before finally seeing hope restored? Mrityunjay continues to recover under regular medical supervision, with his family nurturing both his health and his dreams. His story reflects more than a successful operation. It's about dignity, acceptance, and the power of resilience. From being labeled an outcast to becoming a beacon of hope, his life proves that miracles are often built on courage, perseverance, and faith in the possibility of change. Rick Genest. Rick Genest, better known as Zombie Boy, was one of the most unforgettable figures in modern pop culture. Born in 1985 in Quebec, Canada, Rick transformed his entire body into a living canvas. Through years of tattoo sessions, he covered 90% of his skin with detailed skeletal and decayed flesh designs, earning him a Guinness World Record for the most insect tattoos, and a global reputation as the man who made himself resemble a corpse. His haunting appearance was not just for shock, it was his declaration of identity, individuality, and defiance against a world that often tries to impose sameness. From an early age, Rick struggled with illness, undergoing brain surgery as a teenager. That brush with mortality reshaped his outlook, leading him to embrace the macabre as art. His tattoos soon drew the attention of fashion icons, such as Thierry Mugler and Rick Owens, catapulting him onto runways in Paris and into Lady Gaga's famous Born This Way music video. For Rick, modeling was more than career success. It was proof that beauty exists beyond conventional norms and that what many consider frightening can also be powerful and inspiring. Yet beneath the fame was a man carrying heavy battles. Rick was outspoken about his depression and used his platform to break the silence around mental health, urging others to seek help rather than hide in shame. His message resonated deeply, reminding audiences that behind even the boldest exterior can lie unseen struggles. Tragically, in 2018, Rick passed away at just 32 years old, leaving the world stunned. His story poses an intimate question. Do we truly see the person beneath the surface, or are we too quick to judge based on appearances alone? Rick Genest's legacy continues to live far beyond his tattoos. He is remembered as a symbol of self-acceptance, an advocate for mental health awareness, and an artist who challenged society to rethink beauty itself. His life, though short, remains a testament to courage, creativity, and the enduring impact of daring to be different. Rolf Buchholz. Rolf Buchholz of Germany has turned his body into one of the most extreme examples of self-expression in the world. Born in 1960, he began experimenting with tattoos and piercings later in life. But what started as curiosity became a lifelong transformation. Rolf now holds the Guinness World Record for the most piercings on a single person, more than 450 in total. Over 200 of those are on his face and head, while many others are in intimate areas. His striking look is further enhanced by tattooed eyeballs, subdermal implants that create horn-like shapes on his forehead, and an array of colorful tattoos covering nearly every inch of his skin. Despite appearances, Rolf worked for years as a computer technician before fully committing to body modification culture. His decision to radically alter his body was never about shocking others, but about reclaiming his identity and pushing back against narrow definitions of beauty. Over time, he has become a fixture in international tattoo and piercing conventions, admired for his endurance and his commitment to individuality. Of course, living with such an unusual appearance brings challenges. In 2014, Rolf was famously denied entry into Dubai because airport authorities declared his look incompatible with local customs. He has also faced public fear and discrimination in daily life. Yet Rolf remains unfazed, embracing both the admiration and the criticism as part of his journey. He often states that body modification is his art, and art is meant to provoke thought as well as appreciation. This leads to a compelling question. If your appearance caused both admiration and rejection everywhere you went, would you continue to embrace it or would you change to be accepted? For Rolf, the answer is clear. His body is not a costume, but a living expression of personal freedom. He continues to travel, inspire, and redefine what it means to be authentic. In a world that often celebrates conformity, Rolf Buchholz stands as a reminder that courage and creativity can leave a mark deeper than any tattoo. Padang women. Among the most visually striking cultural traditions in the world are the practices of the Padang women, often called the long-neck women of the Karen tribe in northern Thailand and eastern Myanmar. These women are known for wearing heavy brass coils around their necks, starting as early as the age of 5. What begins with a single coil weighing about 2 kilograms, 4.5 pounds, gradually becomes dozens stacked one atop another. Over the years, the collarbone is pressed downward and the ribcage compressed, creating the extraordinary illusion of a neck that can measure up to 40.6 centimeters, 16 inches in length, 4 times longer than the global average. This tradition, which has captured the attention of anthropologists and travelers for centuries, is both physically demanding and socially meaningful. Some scholars suggest that the rings originated as protection against tiger attacks, while others believe they were intended to make women less attractive to slave traders. Another interpretation holds that the coils symbolize elegance and beauty within their culture, making a long neck the epitome of femininity. Whatever the origin, the practice has become an inseparable part of Padang identity, passed down from mothers to daughters across generations. Yet behind the beauty lies sacrifice. Wearing the coils can weigh over 20 kilograms, 44 pounds in adulthood, causing shoulder pain and difficulty with certain movements. Removing them after decades is possible, but the neck muscles remain weakened and require long rehabilitation. For many women, however, the adornments are a source of pride, not suffering a visible connection to their ancestry, and a mark of cultural resilience in a rapidly globalizing world. It sparks a fascinating question. Would you endure physical discomfort your entire life if it meant preserving a tradition that defines your community's identity? For the Padang women, the answer has often been yes. Despite tourism debates and modern influences, they continue to wear their golden rings as both a personal choice and a cultural statement. Their elongated necks are not just about physical appearance. They are symbols of endurance, heritage, and the beauty of belonging to a tradition that refuses to fade away. Annie Hawkins Turner. Annie Hawkins Turner, known worldwide by her stage name Norma Stitz, holds one of the most astonishing physical distinctions recognized by Guinness World Records: the largest natural breasts in the world. Each breast weighs over 30 pounds, 13.6 kilograms, and together they create a chest measurement of more than 109 inches, 2.77 meters. Her condition, known as gigantomastia, is extremely rare and causes excessive breast tissue growth. While many might view it as a burden, Annie has embraced her body with a confidence that turned her into both a cultural figure and an advocate for self-acceptance. Born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, Annie did not have an easy childhood. She began developing at an early age, and her body quickly became the subject of teasing and ridicule. Clothes never fit properly, and physical discomfort such as back pain and difficulty with mobility followed her into adulthood. Doctors recommended breast reduction surgery multiple times, warning her about long-term health risks. But Annie refused, choosing instead to celebrate the body she was given. She transformed her uniqueness into empowerment, proving that difference can be a source of strength rather than shame. Her Guinness record brought international fame, but Annie never used her recognition solely for attention. Instead, she used her platform to spread awareness about gigantomastia, a condition still misunderstood by the public. She has spoken openly about the emotional challenges, the stares from strangers, and the health obstacles she faced. But she also highlights the importance of loving oneself, regardless of society's narrow beauty ideals. And it leaves us wondering, if you were born with a body feature that the world couldn't ignore, would you view it as a curse or turn it into your greatest source of pride? Now in her late 60s, Annie continues to inspire others. She works as an entrepreneur, media personality, and motivational speaker. showing that her identity goes far beyond her record-breaking chest. Annie Hawkins Turner is not just defined by size, she is defined by resilience, confidence, and the power of embracing what makes us unique. Gary Turner. Gary Turner, a man from Caister, Lincolnshire in the United Kingdom, has fascinated the world with a body feature so unusual that it seems to defy the limits of biology. Born with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. EDS, a rare connective tissue disorder, Gary holds the Guinness World Record for the stretchiest skin. He can pull the skin of his stomach an incredible 15.8 centimeters, 6.25 inches away from his body, a feat that has amazed medical experts and captivated audiences across the globe. Growing up, Gary endured constant teasing from peers who didn't understand his condition. His skin was unusually fragile and elastic, and injuries often took longer to heal. Instead of allowing these hardships to isolate him, Gary embraced his difference. He soon discovered that his rare ability could bring not only attention, but also education and inspiration. By the late 1990s, he began performing with circus troupes and sideshows, astounding crowds by stretching his skin over his face or pulling it like rubber. What others might have considered a curse, Gary turned into a source of confidence and livelihood. Medical professionals confirmed that his remarkable elasticity is not the result of surgery or manipulation, but a natural outcome of EDS, where collagen in the skin and tissues is faulty. This also means his condition carries risks, such as fragile skin, frequent bruising, and potential joint problems. Despite these challenges, Gary has never let his diagnosis define his happiness or limit his opportunities. Instead, he chose to highlight the uniqueness of his body and use it as a platform to raise awareness about rare disorders. It's worth asking, if you discovered a rare physical trait that drew both fascination and ridicule, would you hide it from the world or turn it into your strength? For Gary, the answer was clear. His record-breaking skin has taken him from a bullied child to an international performer and advocate. Beyond the spectacle, he represents the power of acceptance, showing us that embracing what makes us different can transform adversity into triumph. Mehmet Özyürek. Mehmet Özyürek, a man from Artvin in northeastern Turkey, became internationally famous for holding a record that sounds almost unbelievable: the longest nose on a living person. Officially measured by Guinness World Records in 2010 on an Italian television show and reconfirmed in both 2020 and 2021, his nose stretched an extraordinary 8.8 centimeters, 3.46 inches. For Mehmet, this unique feature was not just a part of his face. It became the defining aspect of his identity and a source of global fascination. Growing up, however, life wasn't always easy. Like many children with strikingly different appearances, Mehmet endured teasing and unkind remarks from classmates. What others saw as strange, he came to see as a blessing. Rather than hiding, he chose to embrace his distinctive look, proudly carrying the title of the man with the longest nose. He often demonstrated unusual tricks, like inflating a balloon using just his nostrils, leaving audiences stunned. He even claimed that his nose gave him an enhanced sense of smell, allowing him to detect scents like fresh bread baking from astonishing distances. Beyond the record itself, Mehmet's story is about self-acceptance. In interviews, he repeatedly expressed gratitude to God for creating him as he was. His attitude revealed a profound sense of peace. Instead of wishing to be different, he celebrated the very thing that made him stand out. In a world obsessed with uniform beauty standards, Mehmet represented an alternative truth that uniqueness, however unconventional, is something to be proud of. This raises a thought-provoking question. If you had a physical trait that made you instantly recognizable, would you feel embarrassed or would you proudly turn it into your trademark? Mehmet Özyürek passed away in 2023 at the age of 75, but his legacy continues. His record remains unmatched, and his life stands as a lesson in dignity, humility, and embracing the extraordinary. For many, his nose may have been a curiosity, but for Mehmet it was proof that difference can be destiny, and pride comes from accepting oneself without apology. Yangxia. Yu Jiangxia, a woman from Jiangsu province, China, holds a Guinness World Record that redefines natural beauty, the longest eyelashes in the world. Officially measured in 2016 and reconfirmed in 2021, her upper left eyelash reached an astonishing 20.5 centimeters 8 inches. While most people rely on mascara or artificial extensions to highlight their eyes, Jiangxia has something no cosmetics company could ever create. Lashes so long they brush her cheeks and even hang past her jawline. Her extraordinary eyelashes first drew attention in 2015 when she noticed that one lash on her left eyelid was growing unusually fast. At first, she thought it was a medical anomaly, but doctors could not find any genetic explanation. Strangely, no one else in her family shares the trait. Jiangxia herself believes her lashes are a divine blessing connected to a period when she spent 480 days living in the mountains close to nature and away from the stress of modern life. Whether science or spirituality holds the answer, her lashes remain a phenomenon without precedent. Unlike other record holders whose features create daily challenges, Jiangxia's eyelashes do not cause her pain or interfere with her vision. Instead, they have become a symbol of uniqueness. She often jokes that she doesn't need eyeliner, mascara, or false lashes. Her natural look already captures attention everywhere she goes. Photographers and curious onlookers are fascinated, but Jiangxia carries herself with quiet confidence, turning curiosity into admiration. Her story raises an interesting thought. If you discovered a feature on your body that no one else in the world had, would you treat it as a gift to celebrate or as a burden to hide? Through her record, Jiangxia has become more than a curiosity. She represents the mysteries of human biology and the wonders nature can produce without explanation. In an age where beauty is often manufactured, her lashes remind us that the rarest forms of beauty are the ones we cannot control. Her confidence encourages others to embrace what makes them different and to see uniqueness as a blessing rather than a flaw. Hong Hong. In 2016, a boy named Hong Hong from Pingjiang County in Hunan Province, China, shocked the world with a birth condition so rare it made international headlines. He was born with 31 digits in total, 15 fingers and 16 toes, and no thumbs. This condition, known as polydactyly, affects about 1 in 1,000 births, but Hong Hong's case is one of the most extreme ever documented. What made his story even more remarkable is that his mother also has 6 fingers and 6 toes, highlighting the hereditary nature of the disorder. For his parents, rural farmers with limited income, the news was overwhelming. At first, neighbors viewed Hong Hong with a mix of fear and fascination. Some whispered superstitions, while others simply pitied the family. Despite the stares, his parents chose to fight for their son's future. Doctors explained that while the extra digits were not directly life-threatening, they posed major obstacles for motor skills, especially since Hong Hong lacked functional thumbs, essential for gripping writing and performing everyday tasks. Specialists in Guangzhou and other cities recommended a complex surgical procedure, removing the extra digits and reconstructing functional thumbs. The surgery would take multiple stages, involve high costs, and require careful rehabilitation, but it offered the chance for Hong Hong to live a more typical life. His parents began raising funds, showing unshakable determination despite their poverty. Their goal was simple: to give their child dignity and opportunity. Stories like Hong Hong's force us to think more deeply. If your child was born different from everyone else, would you have the courage to fight through financial hardship and social stigma to secure their future? Although challenges remain, Hong Hong's story is a beacon of hope. His parents' love and persistence show the world that difference does not mean despair. Instead, it can be the starting point of resilience, compassion, and inspiration. The boy, once labeled unusual, has become a global reminder that the human spirit and parental devotion can overcome even the rarest obstacles life presents. Pauline Potter. Pauline Potter from Sacramento, California, became widely known after Guinness World Records named her the heaviest living woman in 2011, weighing over 317 kilograms, 700 pounds. At that time, her massive size confined her to a wheelchair, made daily activities nearly impossible, and left her struggling with dangerous health risks such as diabetes and heart disease. But her story did not end with the record. It became one of the most powerful journeys of transformation and resilience. Pauline's challenges began in childhood. Growing up in a family where food was central to every celebration and emotional moment, she developed a deep reliance on eating as comfort. By adulthood, this habit, combined with limited activity, spiraled into life-threatening obesity. Her Guinness title was not a moment of pride, but a desperate call for help. In fact, Pauline openly admitted she reached out to Guinness not for fame, but to attract medical attention and resources that might save her life. Her turning point came when she decided to undergo a drastic lifestyle change. With the help of doctors, nutritionists, and later bariatric surgery, Pauline managed to lose more than 181 kilograms, 400 pounds. The transformation was not just physical, it allowed her to reclaim independence, mobility, and dignity. Once dependent on others even to leave her bed, she gradually regained the ability to walk, travel, and participate in life again. Her story leaves us with a personal reflection. If you faced a challenge that seemed insurmountable, would you have the strength to rebuild your life from the ground up? Pauline's journey is a reminder that obesity is not simply about weight, but about complex relationships with food, trauma, and self-image. By bravely sharing her struggles, she inspired countless others dealing with obesity to seek help and believe that change is possible. From despair to determination, Pauline Potter embodies the message that no matter how overwhelming life feels, the human spirit can find a way forward. Sultan Kösen. Sultan Kösen, born in 1982 in Mardin, Turkey, stands as the tallest living man on Earth. Officially recognized by Guinness World Records in 2009, his height reaches an astonishing 2.51 meters, 8 feet, 2.8 inches. Along with his towering frame, he also holds records for the largest hands, measuring 28.5 centimeters, 11.2 inches, from wrist to fingertip, and the largest feet with his left foot at 36.5 centimeters, 14.3 inches, and his right foot at 35.5 centimeters, 14 inches. Sultan's extraordinary size is the result of a pituitary tumor which caused the excessive production of growth hormone. Although his height earned him fame, it came with immense difficulties. Finding clothes and shoes became nearly impossible. Navigating ordinary spaces like doorways was a constant struggle, and simple tasks required creative adaptation. More painful, however, were the stares and cruel labels. Many people dismissed him as a giant monster, forcing him to confront prejudice, along with physical challenges. His turning point came after a series of medical interventions. In 2010, doctors successfully removed the tumor that caused his growth, stabilizing his condition. This marked the beginning of a new chapter in Sultan's life. With global attention, he began traveling to share his story, raising awareness about pituitary disorders, and using his unique platform to inspire those battling rare medical conditions. Beyond the numbers, Sultan's life highlights resilience and self-worth. Despite isolation in his youth, he eventually found love, marrying a woman from Syria in 2013, and showed the world that even extraordinary differences cannot prevent a normal human desire for connection and family. His story sparks an important question. If you were born with a feature that made you stand out everywhere you went, would you see it as a burden or transform it into your greatest strength? Sultan Kösen's journey from ridicule to recognition is a powerful reminder that uniqueness can evolve into purpose. Towering above all others, he remains not only the tallest man in the world, but also a symbol of endurance, dignity, and the belief that our differences can become our greatest assets. Kala Kaiwi. From Hawaii, body modification artist Kala Kaiwi has pushed the limits of self-expression to a level few dare to attempt. His most famous feature is his stretched earlobes, which measure a record-breaking 10.9 centimeters, 4.3 inches in diameter, large enough for a human hand to pass through. Officially recognized by Guinness World Records. In 2014, Kaiwi's achievement isn't just about size, it's about the artistry and cultural connection behind it. Ear stretching has roots in ancient traditions practiced by African tribes, indigenous South Americans, and even Egyptian royalty like King Tutankhamun. But Kaiwi has redefined it for the modern age, combining history with radical self-expression. Beyond his ears, he has undergone extreme modifications: silicone horn implants on his head, tattooed eyebrows, split tongue, stretched nostrils, and facial piercings, numbering in the dozens. His appearance often provokes strong reactions. Some admire his courage while others recoil in fear. Yet Kaiwi insists that his body is his canvas, a living work of art that challenges society's definitions of beauty. He even performed his tongue-splitting procedure himself using nothing more than dental floss, demonstrating the extent of his dedication to modification. This leads to a striking question: would you be willing to permanently alter your body in extreme ways to express your identity, even if it meant facing constant judgment? Despite criticism, Kaiwi remains proud. He runs a tattoo and piercing studio, travels for conventions, and continues to inspire those who seek freedom through body art. His record-breaking earlobes are more than a spectacle. They are a declaration that individuality knows no boundaries. Byron Schlenker. In Syracuse, New York, Byron Schlenker discovered his unique feature almost by accident while helping his daughter with a school project. Measuring his tongue out of curiosity, he learned it was an astonishing 8.6 centimeters, 3.37 inches wide, as broad as a beer coaster. Guinness World Records soon confirmed it as the widest tongue on a male, and his daughter Emily later claimed the record for widest female tongue at 7.3 centimeters, making them a remarkable father-daughter duo. Byron's tongue is so wide that he can balance soda cans, hold multiple lollipops side by side, and even flip snack foods without difficulty. What began as a quirky discovery quickly turned the Schlenker family into an internet sensation. Friends, neighbors, and media outlets celebrated their unusual talent, turning what could have been a source of embarrassment into a badge of pride. For Byron, the record is more than entertainment. It is about embracing uniqueness. Instead of hiding what sets him apart, he uses humor and positivity, teaching his 3 daughters to celebrate individuality. His wife, Vicky, has supported him fully, making the record a joyful family story rather than an oddity. It invites an intriguing question. If you discovered a feature on your body that no one else in the world had, would you laugh it off, hide it, or turn it into your proudest trademark? Byron and Emily continue to appear at events, proudly demonstrating their Guinness-certified talents. Their tongues may be extraordinary, but the real legacy is the laughter, positivity, and sense of togetherness their record has brought. Emily Schlenker. When 14-year-old Emily Schlenker from Syracuse, New York, discovered she had inherited her father Byron's unusual feature, the world was stunned. Emily's tongue measured 7.3 centimeters, 2.87 inches wide, making her the Guinness World Record holder for the widest female tongue. Unlike most teenagers who might feel insecure about such an unusual trait, Emily embraced it with pride, turning what could have been a source of ridicule into a joyful celebration of individuality. Her journey into record-breaking began as part of a school project. While her father's tongue already held global fame at 8.6 centimeters, Emily decided to test her own. The measurement shocked everyone. She, too, was a world record holder. The father-daughter duo became overnight sensations, appearing in local and international media, often demonstrating playful tricks with their tongues and laughing together about their shared uniqueness. For Emily, the experience was empowering. At an age where peer pressure and fitting in dominate teenage life, she stood out confidently, proving that differences can be fun rather than frightening. Instead of embarrassment, she chose humor and pride, showing classmates and fans worldwide that body quirks can be celebrated. This raises an inspiring question. If you discovered an unusual feature that made you stand out in school, would you embrace it, like Emily, or try to hide it away? The Schlenker family has since become a symbol of positivity and unity. Emily's story isn't just about anatomy, it's about self-confidence, laughter, and the importance of turning potential insecurity into empowerment. With her father by her side, Emily reminds the world that sometimes what makes us different is exactly what makes us unforgettable. Diana Armstrong. In Minnesota, USA, Diana Armstrong holds one of the most extraordinary Guinness World Records, the longest fingernails on a pair of hands female. Combined, her nails measure an unbelievable 13.06 meters, 42 feet 10 inches longer than a school bus. But behind this incredible record lies a story of grief, love, and resilience. Diana stopped cutting her nails in 1997, the year her beloved daughter Letitia died from an asthma attack at just 16 years old. Letitia was the last person to paint her mother's nails, and in her memory, Diana vowed never to trim them again. What began as mourning grew into a lifelong tribute, with each additional inch of nail symbolizing devotion and remembrance. Maintaining them requires extraordinary effort. A single manicure can take up to 20 bottles of polish and nearly a full day of work. Her grandchildren often help paint and care for them, turning her record into a family project of love. Yet the nails come with daily struggles. Diana cannot drive, perform many household tasks, or even dress herself without assistance. Still, she accepts these sacrifices as part of honoring her daughter. Her devotion sparks a heartfelt reflection. Would you give up comfort and independence to carry a memory of someone you loved so deeply? Diana's nails are not merely a physical record, they are living monuments of grief transformed into strength. Her story resonates worldwide, proving that love can inspire extraordinary resilience and that personal pain can be turned into a powerful legacy. Victoria Wright. Victoria Wright from London, England, was born with a rare genetic condition known as cherubism, which causes abnormal bone growth in the lower face. By the time she was just 4 years old, her mother noticed her jaw looked unusual while brushing her teeth. Doctors initially believed the swelling would reduce after puberty, but instead, Victoria's jaw continued to enlarge, becoming one of the largest recorded cases of cherubism in the world. The extra bone growth left her jaw weighing as much as a bowling ball, putting pressure on her eyes and forcing her to undergo surgery to preserve her vision. Even so, she continued to live with discomfort, including headaches and difficulty in daily activities. But perhaps the hardest part was not medical. It was social. Growing up, Victoria was bullied, mocked, and made to feel like an outsider because of her appearance. Instead of retreating, she chose strength. She spoke openly about her condition, appeared in documentaries, and even campaigned for people with facial differences to be treated with dignity. Her advocacy helped raise awareness about cherubism and challenged society's obsession with narrow beauty standards. Her courage leaves us with an important question. If your face looked nothing like society's ideal, would you have the confidence to stand up and show the world your true self? Victoria's story is a testament to resilience. She has transformed what many considered a disability into a platform for education and empowerment. By sharing her journey, she proves that beauty is not skin deep, but rooted in character, courage, and compassion. Francisco Domingo Joaquim. In Angola, Francisco Domingo Joaquim, popularly known as Chiquinho, stunned the world with his record-breaking mouth width. Officially measured by Guinness World Records in 2010 on an Italian TV show, his mouth stretches an incredible 17 centimeters, 6.69 inches across. This astonishing flexibility allows him to fit a 330-milliliter soda can sideways into his mouth and even spin it with his tongue before pushing it back out, leaving audiences speechless. Francisco first gained attention by entertaining crowds in Luanda, Angola's capital, where his unique ability made him a local celebrity. Soon, videos of his jaw-stretching feats went viral, propelling him onto the international stage. His Guinness recognition turned him into a global phenomenon, earning him nicknames like the man with the giant mouth. But behind the spectacle lies a humble man. Despite worldwide fame, Francisco expressed a simple wish: he wanted to use his talent not just for entertainment, but also to inspire young people to embrace their natural gifts, no matter how unusual. His story asks us to consider, would you dare to showcase a talent that makes you look bizarre even if it risked ridicule? Or would you hide it away? For Francisco, the choice was clear. His extraordinary mouth has become a symbol of embracing uniqueness with humor and confidence. From marketplaces in Angola to international TV, he reminds us that the very traits that set us apart can also be the ones that make us unforgettable. Asha Mandela, known as the Black Rapunzel. Asha Mandela from Florida holds the Guinness World Record for the longest dreadlocks in the world, measuring an astounding 5.96 meters, 19 feet, 6.5 inches in 2009. Though later measurements revealed they have grown to nearly 34 meters, 110 feet in length when fully unrolled. For more than 40 years, Asha has vowed never to cut her hair, treating it as her spiritual crown and a symbol of strength. Her dreadlocks are so long that she must carry them in a special bag or cradle them like a child while sleeping. Daily care is both intense and time-consuming. It can take up to 2 days to wash and dry them fully, and she uses natural oils and homemade shampoos to keep them healthy. Despite medical warnings that the weight of her hair, estimated at over 18 kilograms, 40 pounds, could harm her spine and neck, Asha refuses to cut them, saying they are her life force. For Asha, her locks are not vanity but devotion. She describes vivid dreams of a giant cobra guiding her spiritual journey, reinforcing her belief that her hair is sacred. Her family supports her dedication, and her record has inspired countless others to embrace natural beauty and cultural pride. This raises a powerful question. Would you carry a physical burden your whole life if it symbolized your deepest beliefs and identity? Asha Mandela's story is not just about hair. It's about resilience, spirituality, and unapologetic individuality. She stands as living proof that embracing what makes you unique can turn even the heaviest weight into a crown of empowerment. Kim Goodman, from Chicago, Illinois. Kim Goodman holds one of Guinness World Records' most unusual titles, the farthest eyeball protrusion. Her eyes can extend an incredible 12 millimeters, 0.47 inches beyond her sockets, a phenomenon officially documented in Istanbul, Turkey in 2007. Kim first discovered her talent in a shocking accident. After being struck in the head by a hockey mask, she realized her eyes could pop out farther than normal. What began as a medical oddity soon became a career path. Kim has since appeared on television shows worldwide, leaving audiences stunned as she effortlessly protrudes her eyes on command. Doctors describe her condition as proptosis, and while it looks startling, Kim feels no pain when performing. Her ability has even been measured with a special tool called an exophthalmometer to ensure precision. Though some might find the spectacle unsettling, Kim has embraced it with humor and confidence. She uses her talent to entertain, amaze, and challenge perceptions of what the human body can do. And here's the thought for you. If you had a strange talent that shocked people, would you turn it into entertainment or keep it hidden out of fear of judgment? Kim Goodman chose the former, turning an accident into an extraordinary gift. Her eye-popping ability has secured her place in record books and in the hearts of those who marvel at the wonders of the human body. Benny Harlem. From Los Angeles, California, Benny Harlem has turned his hair into a crown of cultural pride. Recognized by Guinness World Records in 2016, his high-top fade hairstyle reaches a jaw-dropping 52 centimeters, 20.5 inches tall, nearly 2 feet of gravity-defying hair. What began as a personal style choice soon became a global symbol of empowerment, individuality, and Black heritage. Maintaining such a record-breaking style is no easy feat. Benny spends up to 2 hours a day grooming his hair using natural shampoos he makes himself with ingredients like coconut berries and essential oils. But he insists it's not just about appearance. For Benny, his hair represents disciplined self-care and pride in one's roots. His family shares the same passion. His wife and daughter also sport voluminous natural hairstyles, often appearing with him in viral photos that inspire admiration worldwide. Benny's rise to fame accelerated after a striking 2016 Instagram post of him and his daughter, Jackson. The photo showcased their towering, perfectly groomed hair and their heartwarming bond, quickly earning hundreds of thousands of followers. Since then, Benny has used his platform to motivate others to embrace natural beauty and reject narrow beauty standards. It makes us wonder, would you dedicate hours every day to maintain something that makes you truly stand out, or would you trade uniqueness for convenience? Benny Harlem continues to inspire millions, proving that style can be much more than fashion. It can be a statement of culture, strength, and love passed down from one generation to the next. Andrea Ivanova, from Sofia, Bulgaria. Andrea Ivanova has captured global attention with her relentless pursuit of a doll-like appearance. Spending more than $10,000 on lip filler injections, she has undergone over 27 procedures, giving her what are believed to be the largest lips in the world. Each injection costs about $250, and Andrea shows no signs of stopping. She describes her lips as her trademark and plans to continue enhancing them. Her bold transformation doesn't stop at her lips. She has invested in cheek fillers, chin contouring, and plans for future procedures such as facelifts. Andrea openly embraces cosmetic enhancement as her chosen path to self-expression, often comparing her look to a real-life Bratz doll. Despite warnings from doctors about risks, including ruptured lips, she remains committed to pushing the boundaries of beauty standards. While her choices have earned both admiration and criticism, Andrea sees herself as a pioneer in redefining beauty. Social media platforms amplify her presence, with thousands following her updates and debating her appearance. For her, the procedures are not about vanity. They are about creating an identity on her own terms, regardless of societal judgment. This sparks a provocative question. If changing your body guaranteed worldwide recognition, would you take the risk, or keep your natural self untouched? Andrea Ivanova's journey remains controversial, but it undeniably challenges conventional definitions of beauty. Whether celebrated or criticized, she forces us to confront the lengths people will go in pursuit of individuality. Mohammed Shahata. From Egypt, Mohammed Shahata has redefined human proportions with his extraordinary physique. Officially recognized by Guinness World Records, Mohammed's arm span measures an astonishing 2.52 meters, 8 feet, 2.5 inches longer than the height of many adults. In addition, his left hand spans 31.3 centimeters, 12.32 inches across, making it the widest male hand in the world. Mohammed's unique size is caused by gigantism, a rare condition triggered by a benign pituitary tumor that overstimulates growth hormones. While his dimensions brought him global recognition, they also created daily struggles. Walking through narrow spaces, finding clothes, or even performing basic activities such as tying shoelaces can be incredibly challenging. Despite these difficulties, Mohammed has chosen to live with confidence and pride. The Guinness recognition was a turning point in his life. Once isolated due to his size, Mohammed is now celebrated as a medical and cultural icon. He travels to raise awareness about gigantism and hopes his story will inspire others with rare conditions to embrace their uniqueness. It leaves us wondering, if your body made you instantly stand out in every crowd, would you see it as a blessing or as a heavy burden? For Mohammed, the answer is clear. His incredible wingspan has become both a challenge and a source of pride, proving that even the most unusual traits can be transformed into inspiration. Huda Shahata. Mohammed's younger sister, Huda Shahata, has also entered the Guinness World Records with her extraordinary proportions. At just 29 years old, she holds records for the largest female hands and largest female feet. Her left hand measures 24.3 centimeters, 9.57 inches, while her right foot stretches to an impressive 33.1 centimeters, 13 inches bigger than most men's shoes. Like her brother, Huda's size is the result of gigantism caused by the same pituitary condition. While their proportions bring admiration from around the globe, They also present immense difficulties. For Huda, walking can be painful, and bending or navigating everyday life requires constant adaptation. Finding footwear is nearly impossible, forcing her to rely on custom-made shoes. Despite the hardships, Huda embraces her uniqueness. She often speaks about turning her difference into a source of empowerment, using her story to spread awareness and encourage people with rare medical conditions. Together with Muhammad, she symbolizes resilience and family strength, showing the world that extraordinary differences can also mean extraordinary courage. This raises a heartfelt reflection. Would you accept lifelong struggles if it meant carrying a uniqueness that inspired millions? Huda Shahata's story alongside her brothers is proof that even the most unusual challenges can be transformed into global inspiration. Part 2. Children with unique features or abilities. Lola Hartley. Born in Brazil, Lola Hartley was diagnosed with microcephaly, a rare neurological condition where the head is significantly smaller than average due to abnormal brain development. This condition often results in severe seizures, developmental delays, and motor challenges. For Lola, every milestone, whether walking a few steps, learning to hold an object, or saying a word, was a hard-won victory. Her condition became especially significant during the 2015 Zika virus outbreak, when global media turned its attention to babies born with microcephaly in Brazil. But Lola's story was not a statistic. It was deeply personal. Supported by her devoted parents, she fought through daily seizures and physical difficulties with remarkable strength. Despite doctors' grim predictions, Lola inspired countless families, becoming a beacon of hope for others raising children with the same condition. This invites a poignant question. If your child's life was marked by constant medical battles, would you measure success in typical milestones or in every small moment of courage? Though her journey was filled with pain, Lola's life radiated love and resilience. She lived until the age of 13, leaving behind a legacy that helped change public perception of microcephaly, not as a curse, but as a challenge that could be faced with dignity, family support, and determination. Claire Hartley. 5 years after Lola's birth, her sister Claire Hartley was also diagnosed with microcephaly. For their parents, it was another crushing blow. Yet they refused to surrender to despair. Claire's life mirrored many of Lola's struggles: seizures, mobility issues, and a dependence on around-the-clock care. Still, she showed incredible perseverance, managing to surpass expectations that medical experts had set for her. Claire's presence strengthened the Hartley family's resolve. They became advocates, raising awareness about the realities of microcephaly and pushing for better healthcare access in Brazil. Through media coverage, Claire's story reached families around the world, giving them courage to face similar circumstances. Her journey poses another question. Would you find the strength to keep fighting if life handed you the same painful challenge twice? Claire lived until the age of 17, her courage inspiring global conversations about rare diseases. Alongside her sister, she helped humanize a condition often reduced to statistics, proving that love and determination can outshine even the harshest realities. The Hartley sisters may be gone, but their legacy continues to inspire resilience and awareness worldwide. Elisa Druz Silva. From Salinopolis in northern Brazil, Elisane de Cruz Silva captured international attention as the tallest teenager in the world. Standing at an extraordinary 2.06 meters, 6 feet 9 inches, she suffers from gigantism, caused by a benign tumor on her pituitary gland that overstimulated growth hormone production. Her unusual height made her stand out from childhood, and while it brought her fame, it also came with emotional struggles, such as bullying and isolation. Growing up, Elisane had to constantly replace her wardrobe and shoes as her body grew at a staggering rate. Financial hardship in her family made it even harder as medical treatments for her condition were expensive. Yet she refused to let her circumstances define her. Embracing her appearance, she entered the fashion world and became a runway model where her striking figure gained admiration. Her private life also made headlines when she became engaged to her longtime boyfriend, who is nearly 60 centimeters shorter than her. Their relationship challenged stereotypes about love and physical appearance, proving that connection goes far beyond size. Her story makes us ask, if the world constantly judged you by your appearance, would you shrink away from attention or step forward and turn it into your strength? Elisani represents courage and self-acceptance. Despite the health complications of gigantism, she inspires others to embrace what makes them different and to redefine beauty beyond conventional standards. Giuliano Stro, born in Romania in 2004. Giuliano Stro became famous as the world's strongest boy at just 5 years old. He set his first Guinness World Record by walking 10 meters on his hands while holding a weighted ball between his legs, a feat that stunned audiences and made headlines globally. Raised in a fitness-focused family, Giuliano began gymnastics and weight training under his father's guidance. Videos of him performing advanced push-ups, human flag poses, and strength stunts went viral, earning millions of views on YouTube. His incredible physique and discipline made him a media sensation. However, his intense training also sparked debate. Critics questioned whether such rigorous exercise was safe for a child worrying about the long-term effects on his developing body. Supporters, including his family, insisted that Giuliano loved the sport and trained out of passion rather than pressure. This raises a tough question. Should children be pushed to develop extraordinary skills early in life, or should childhood be left free of such demands? Giuliano continues to pursue athletics while balancing school and personal growth. His story remains both inspiring and controversial, a reminder of the thin line between nurturing talent and protecting a child's well-being. Ashanti Elliott Smith, born in the United Kingdom. Ashanti. Elliott Smith was one of the rarest children in the world living with progeria, a genetic condition that causes rapid aging in childhood. Progeria affects only 1 in 8 million births, and most children with the condition live an average of 13 to 15 years. Despite her fragile body, Ashanti's spirit shone brightly, inspiring thousands. By the age of 10, she showed signs of aging, wrinkled skin, stiff joints, and fragile bones. Yet she loved dancing, painting, and spending time with her parents, Tanya and Phil, who became tireless advocates for awareness. They launched campaigns to highlight the need for medical research, raising both funds and visibility for this overlooked condition. Ashanti also participated in drug trials aimed at slowing the progression of progeria. While there was no cure, these treatments gave her more time and helped scientists better understand the disease. Against all odds, she lived to 17 years old, far beyond initial expectations. Her radiant smile and positive energy captivated her community. She often spoke of her dreams and joy, proving that life's value cannot be measured in years, but in impact. This raises a deeply personal reflection. If you knew your child's life would be shorter than most, would you focus on protection or on giving them the fullest experience possible? Ashanti's journey, though brief, left a lasting legacy. Her life became a symbol of resilience, the power of family support, and the importance of medical progress. She continues to inspire hope for a future where children like her might live longer, healthier lives. Sienna Bernal, born in San Antonio, Texas. Sienna Bernal lives with a rare condition called primordial dwarfism, which affects only about 100 people worldwide. This genetic disorder stunts bone development, leaving Sienna at a much smaller size compared to her peers, and even compared to her twin sister, Sierra. At birth, doctors warned her parents of severe challenges ahead, from fragile health to developmental delays. Yet Sienna defied expectations, growing into a young woman full of determination. Despite her small stature, Sienna's voice is powerful. She became a motivational speaker, using her platform to raise awareness about primordial dwarfism and inspire others to embrace their differences. Her story has been featured in international media, where audiences were moved by her charisma, humor, and optimism. Standing just over 90 centimeters, 3 feet tall, she represents not limitation, but resilience. Her life forces us to reflect. If you were born into a body that constantly drew stares and questions, would you shrink away from the world or use your uniqueness to inspire it? Sienna chose the latter. She travels, speaks, and advocates, turning her challenges into opportunities. Her journey is not defined by size, but by courage, proving that greatness often comes in the smallest packages. Sierra Bernal. Unlike her sister, Sierra Bernal was born without primordial dwarfism. As a result, the physical contrast between the twins has always been striking, one petite and medically fragile, the other growing at a typical pace. Yet Sierra never allowed the difference to separate them. Instead, she took on the role of protector and best friend, fiercely supporting Sienna through every medical appointment, public appearance, and moment of doubt. Sierra has spoken openly about how being Sienna's twin shaped her perspective on life. She grew up learning empathy, patience, and the importance of advocacy. Together, the sisters share an unbreakable bond with Sierra, often acting as Sienna's voice in difficult situations and ensuring that her sister is always treated with respect. Her role in this unique sibling dynamic raises a powerful question. If someone you loved faced constant challenges, would you stand quietly by their side or become their loudest defender? Sierra's story proves that family love is not just about sharing DNA, but about standing as pillars of strength for one another. Together, she and Sienna remind the world that differences can deepen bonds rather than divide them. Deepak Paswan. In Bihar, India, a boy named Deepak Paswan was born with one of the rarest medical conditions in the world, parasitic twinning. At birth, he had 8 limbs, 4 arms, and 4 legs. The extra body parts belonged to a partially formed twin that never developed fully in the womb, but remained attached to Deepak. In his village, reactions were mixed. Some people believed Deepak was a reincarnation of a Hindu deity, while others saw him as cursed. For his family, however, it was neither miracle nor punishment. It was a medical condition they desperately wanted to treat. By the time he was 6 years old, his unusual body made daily life increasingly difficult, and his parents sought medical help. In 2010, Deepak underwent a groundbreaking surgery in Bangalore. A team of 40 doctors worked for several hours to remove the parasitic twin, an operation that was both delicate and risky. Thankfully, the surgery was a success, allowing Deepak to live a much more typical life, free of the physical and social burdens he once carried. This extraordinary case leaves us with a thought-provoking question. If your child was born with a condition that made others worship or fear them, would you accept it as fate or fight for medical intervention? Deepak's story is now told as an example of how modern medicine combined with family courage can turn what once seemed impossible into hope and healing. Amelia Taylor. In Miami, Florida, the story of Amelia Taylor made medical history. Born in 2006 at just 21 weeks and 6 days of gestation, she was one of the most premature babies ever to survive. At birth, she weighed only 283 grams 10 ounces, about the size of a ballpoint pen, and measured 24 centimeters 9.5 inches long. Doctors initially feared she would not survive as her organs were severely underdeveloped, and her chances were estimated at less than 10%. Placed in neonatal intensive care, Amelia faced numerous complications, breathing difficulties, a weak immune system, and the risk of brain damage. But thanks to months of advanced medical care and the unwavering love of her parents, Eddie and Sonia, she slowly grew stronger. After 4 months in the hospital, she was discharged at a healthier weight of 1.8 kilograms, 4 pounds. Her survival astonished doctors worldwide and brought hope to families with premature births. Amelia grew into a healthy child, defying every grim prediction. Her story also pushed the boundaries of neonatal science, proving that even micro-preemies can survive with proper care. Her life raises a moving question. If you were told your child had almost no chance of survival, would you prepare for loss or hold on to hope against all odds? Amelia Taylor remains a symbol of resilience and the progress of modern medicine, reminding us that miracles are sometimes measured in grams and inches. Didier Montalvo. Born in Bogotá, Colombia, Didier Montalvo suffered from a rare skin condition called congenital melanocytic nevus. This disorder caused a gigantic mole-like tumor to grow across his back, so large that locals began calling him the Turtle Boy, as the mass resembled a shell. Covering nearly 40% of his body, the tumor not only limited his mobility, but also exposed him to bullying, fear, and superstition. In his community, some believed his condition was the result of a solar eclipse curse during pregnancy, forcing the family into isolation. Despite the discrimination, Didier's mother never gave up. His case gained international attention after a documentary featured his struggle, prompting help from medical experts. In 2011, renowned British surgeon Dr. Neil Bulstrode and a Colombian medical team performed a life-changing operation in Bogotá to remove the tumor. The surgery was extremely risky as the tumor increased Didier's chances of developing skin cancer, but without it, his quality of life would remain severely compromised. The successful removal gave Didier a chance at a normal childhood, free from the stigma and heavy weight he had carried since birth. This leaves us with a powerful reflection. Would you fight against cultural superstitions and risk surgery if it meant giving your child a second chance at life? Didier's transformation became a symbol of resilience, proving how science, compassion, and determination can defeat both illness and prejudice. Shiloh Pepin. From Kennebunkport, Maine, USA. Shiloh Pepin was born in 1999 with cyrinomylia, also known as mermaid syndrome. This extremely rare congenital condition fused her legs together and left her without several vital organs, including a bladder and large intestine. Doctors predicted she would not live beyond a few days. Yet Shiloh proved them wrong, surviving for 10 years and inspiring the world with her courage. Throughout her life, she endured more than 150 surgeries, including a kidney transplant at age 2. Despite her fragile health, Shiloh loved to swim, sing, and connect with friends. Her joyful personality and unwavering positivity captured hearts everywhere, turning her into a global symbol of resilience. Her story reached millions through documentaries and TV appearances, where she raised awareness about rare diseases and inspired compassion for children with disabilities. Though she passed away in 2009 due to pneumonia, her legacy lives on, reminding us that even the shortest lives can shine the brightest. Her journey makes us ask, if you knew your life would be painfully short, would you live it cautiously or embrace every moment with fearless joy? Shiloh Pepin's courage showed the world that strength is not measured in years, lived but in the spirit and love shared with others. Tessa Evans. In Maghera, Northern Ireland, a baby named Tessa Evans was born in 2013 with an incredibly rare condition called arrhythmia, which means she was born without a nose. This condition is so unusual that only around 100 cases worldwide have ever been documented. Despite her striking appearance, Tessa could still breathe through her mouth and live a relatively normal life, though she would require specialized medical support as she grew. When she was born, her parents, Grania and Nathan, were initially shocked, but quickly embraced her uniqueness. They decided early on to raise her with confidence, never hiding her difference. Tessa's radiant smile and cheerful personality soon captured the hearts of everyone who met her. To help her long-term development, doctors at Great Ormond Street Hospital in London pioneered a new surgical approach for Tessa. Instead of giving her multiple painful reconstructions throughout childhood, they opted for a gradual implant procedure that would allow her face to grow naturally. This groundbreaking method made her one of the first children to undergo such a treatment, potentially changing the future for others with similar conditions. Her story raises a moving question. If your child looked completely different from the world's standards of normal, would you shield them or proudly celebrate them? Tessa's journey has since become a global inspiration. She reminds us that beauty lies not in appearances, but in resilience, joy, and the courage to be unapologetically unique. Kristina Pimenova. Born in Moscow, Russia in 2005, Kristina Pimenova was thrust into the spotlight at an incredibly young age. With striking blue eyes and delicate features, she was labeled by international media as the most beautiful girl in the world when she was just 6 years old. By 9, she had already modeled for prestigious fashion houses such as Armani, Roberto Cavalli, and Benetton, becoming one of the youngest professional models in history. Her career skyrocketed with the support of her mother, Glicaraya, a former model who managed her contracts and social media presence. Christina's Instagram account gained millions of followers, making her a global child star. Yet her fame also sparked controversy, with critics questioning whether such exposure placed unfair pressure on a child, and whether it blurred the line between childhood innocence and the demands of the fashion industry. As she grew older, Christina transitioned into more mature modeling roles while balancing her education and personal interests. She has expressed her desire to continue modeling as an adult, but with greater independence and control over her career choices. This makes us pause and reflect. Should children be allowed to pursue fame and industry careers so young, or should childhood remain untouched by such responsibilities? Christina Pimenova remains a symbol of both the allure and the challenges of child stardom, reminding us that behind every headline is a child navigating the complex balance between innocence, ambition, and the weight of global attention. Jonathan. From Ottawa, Canada, Jonathan Pitre became known worldwide as the Butterfly Boy because of his battle with epidermolysis bullosa EB, a rare genetic disorder that makes the skin as fragile as a butterfly's wings. Even the slightest touch could cause severe blistering wounds and immense pain. Diagnosed at birth, Jonathan endured a life of relentless suffering, requiring his entire body to be bandaged daily, a process that could take hours. Despite the agony, Jonathan grew into a symbol of courage. He became an ambassador for Deborah Canada, an organization supporting families affected by EB. Through interviews, speeches, and documentaries, he gave the world an unflinching look at life with this condition, raising both awareness and millions of dollars for research. In 2016, Jonathan traveled to Minnesota for a bone marrow transplant, one of the few experimental treatments offering hope. Though the procedure temporarily improved his condition, complications followed, and Jonathan passed away in 2018 at the age of 17. Yet his story lives on, inspiring countless families facing medical battles. His journey makes us reflect. If every touch brought pain, would you withdraw from life or embrace it to inspire others? Jonathan Pitre's legacy remains a powerful reminder of human resilience, showing how even the most fragile life can leave an indestructible impact. Manpreet Singh. In Punjab, India, Manpreet Singh became famous as the Mini Baba due to his rare condition that halted his physical and mental development after infancy. Though he reached his teenage years, he retained the appearance and behavior of a 1-year-old child, standing less than 60 centimeters, 2 feet tall. Doctors believe his condition is linked to primordial dwarfism combined with hormonal imbalances, though an exact diagnosis remains uncertain. His family, despite poverty, cared for him with love and devotion. Locals often traveled long distances to see Manpreet, some treating him as a holy child or even a reincarnation, while others came simply to witness his unusual condition. Media coverage brought global attention, framing his story as both heartbreaking and extraordinary. While his condition prevented him from living a typical life, Manpreet radiated joy and positivity. Visitors were often struck by his cheerful nature despite his fragile health and developmental challenges. His story highlighted the need for better medical access in rural India, especially for rare diseases. This raises a difficult but honest question. Would you see such a child as a burden or as a blessing to be cherished every single day, known affectionately as Mini Baba Manpreet? Singh remains a symbol of resilience, family devotion, and the strength of community love in the face of extraordinary challenges. Jesus Aceves. Born in Mexico, Jesus Chuy Aceves is one of fewer than 50 documented people worldwide living with hypertrichosis, often called werewolf syndrome. This genetic condition causes excessive hair growth across the face and body, giving him a striking wolf-like appearance. From childhood, Chewy faced cruelty and rejection, with many in his community labeling him a freak or even associating him with supernatural myths. Instead of succumbing to shame, Chewy chose resilience. He joined a traveling circus performing under the name The Wolf Boy. While some saw it as exploitation, Chewy saw it as an opportunity both to earn a living and to show the world that his condition did not define his worth. His presence on stage transformed fear into fascination and eventually into empathy. Chewy's story invites us to reflect. If your appearance made you the target of ridicule, would you hide away or stand proudly before the world? Beyond the circus, he became an advocate for acceptance, reminding people that true value lies in character, not appearance. Through documentaries and public appearances, Chewy challenged rigid beauty standards and urged society to see diversity as strength. His legacy is not about hair, but about courage choosing to embrace uniqueness in a world that often punishes difference. Grayson Cole Smith. Born in Alabama, USA, Grayson Cole Smith entered the world with a combination of severe birth defects so rare that doctors named it Grayson's syndrome. He was born missing a third of his skull, with cranial and spinal abnormalities, blindness, deafness, and life-threatening health complications. Doctors told his parents, Jenny and Kendall, that he would not survive beyond a few hours. But Grayson defied all odds, living for 9 years and inspiring thousands around the globe. Throughout his short life, Grayson underwent 36 surgeries, each one a battle for survival. Despite his fragile body, he radiated joy and resilience, bringing light to everyone around him. His parents shared his journey on social media, not for pity, but to raise awareness and celebrate the beauty of his life. His extraordinary story compels us to ask, if doctors told you your child had no chance of survival, would you give up or fight for every moment together? Grayson passed away in 2020, but his legacy continues. He reminded the world that even the briefest lives can carry immense purpose. His story underscores the power of love, medical progress, and the human spirit's ability to endure the impossible. Charlotte Garside. Born in Withersea, East Yorkshire, England in 2007, Charlotte Garside became internationally known as the world's smallest girl. At birth, she weighed barely 2 pounds 0.9 kilograms and measured just 25 centimeters 10 inches due to a form of primordial dwarfism, an ultra-rare condition affecting fewer than 200 people worldwide. Doctors doubted she would live past her first year. Against all predictions, Charlotte defied the odds. Her family parents, Emma and Scott, along with her sisters, chose not to shelter her, but instead gave her every opportunity to live a normal childhood. She attended school, played with other children, and earned the nickname Little Charlotte among classmates who adored her for her bubbly personality. Though she required regular medical care and faced fragile health, Charlotte grew into a symbol of resilience. She inspired countless families dealing with rare genetic disorders, proving that life can thrive even when measured in the tiniest frames. Her story poses a thought-provoking question. If your child was born so small and fragile that survival seemed impossible, would you focus on protecting them or on letting them live life to the fullest? Charlotte's journey demonstrates that strength is not measured in size, but in spirit. She showed the world that being different can be a powerful reminder of hope, courage, and unconditional love. Mahendra Ahirwar. From Madhya Pradesh, India, Mahendra Ahirwar lived with a condition so rare that it shocked even experienced doctors. His neck muscles were too weak to support his head, causing it to hang at a 180-degree angle. Born into poverty, Mahendra struggled to eat, walk, or sit upright. Many in his village treated him as cursed, leaving his family isolated and desperate for help. His case gained international attention when British filmmaker Charlotte Francis featured him in a documentary titled The Boy Who Sees the World Upside Down. Donations from around the world funded a complex surgery in New Delhi in 2016, led by Dr. Rajagopalan Krishnan, which successfully straightened Mahendra's spine and neck. For the first time, he could lift his head and look forward like other children. Tragically, just months later, Mahendra died at the age of 13, reportedly due to heart complications. His death devastated his family, yet his courage and the love surrounding him made a lasting impact. His journey invites a heartfelt question. If you had only a brief window to improve a child's life, would you take the risk of surgery or leave fate untouched? Mahendra's story stands as a testament to the power of compassion, medical innovation, and resilience in the face of unimaginable adversity. Part 3. Hollywood Stars from the 1980s. Melanie Griffith. In the 1980s, Melanie Griffith embodied Hollywood glamour. With her striking blonde hair, sharp blue eyes, and radiant smile, she captivated audiences in films like Body Double 1984 and Working Girl 1988, earning a Golden Globe Award and an Academy Award nomination. She was admired not just for her beauty, but also for her ability to portray ambitious modern women navigating love and power. However, behind the red carpets, Melanie struggled with personal demons. Her highly publicized marriages to Don Johnson and later to Antonio Banderas made headlines, but so did her battles with addiction. In later years, her appearance changed drastically, partly due to plastic surgery and cosmetic procedures. Fans noticed the fading traces of her once flawless beauty, and media criticism was often harsh. Despite the setbacks, Melanie has shown resilience. She openly discussed her recovery from addiction and her attempts to age gracefully, focusing on health, family, and inner peace. Though no longer the youthful icon of the 1980s, she remains a figure of strength, proving that reinvention is possible even after fame fades. Her journey raises a timeless question. Should we judge a star by their changing looks, or by the courage it takes to confront personal struggles in public? Melanie Griffith's story is not only about beauty lost, but also about the power of survival and the cost of living under Hollywood's unforgiving spotlight. Tara Reid. Tara Reid burst into fame in the late 1990s with American Pie 1999 and The Big Lebowski 1998, quickly becoming the quintessential girl next door. Her natural charm and bright smile made her a beloved figure in teen comedies and cult classics. For a brief moment, she was everywhere on red carpets, magazine covers, and late-night shows. But Tara's Hollywood journey soon took a darker turn. In 2004, she underwent breast augmentation and liposuction, which resulted in botched surgeries that left visible scars. A public wardrobe malfunction further fueled media ridicule, and her once sparkling career began to fade. By the mid-2000s, Tara became more associated with tabloid scandals than with acting. Her struggles with alcohol addiction led her to rehab in 2008, a step that marked her determination to fight back. While her career never fully regained its former glory, Tara has refused to disappear. She has continued acting in cult films, reality shows, and independent projects, proving her resilience and adaptability. Her story makes us wonder, is Hollywood too quick to discard its stars once they stumble? Or should audiences offer them room to heal and rebuild? Tara Reid stands today as a reminder of both the allure and the dangers of fame. Her survival despite setbacks reflects a strength that deserves recognition beyond tabloid headlines. Meg Ryan. In the late 1980s and 1990s, Meg Ryan reigned as the undisputed queen of romantic comedies, with unforgettable performances in When Harry Met Sally, 1989, Sleepless in Seattle, 1993, and You've Got Mail. 1998, she embodied charm, wit, and approachable beauty. For millions, her radiant smile and girl-next-door persona defined romance on screen. But fame in Hollywood is rarely kind. As Meg aged, intense speculation surrounded her changing appearance. Plastic surgeons publicly debated whether she had undergone fillers, Botox, and cheek lifts, noting how her once soft, natural features had shifted into sharper, less familiar lines. For fans who adored her simple sweetness, this transformation was difficult to reconcile. Combined with the relentless pressure of Hollywood's obsession with youth, Meg gradually withdrew from the spotlight. In interviews, she admitted her frustration with the industry's demand for women to remain ageless, describing it as toxic and unfair. At 60, she has since embraced a more private life, focusing on family, writing, and directing. Her journey sparks a pressing question. Do we love actresses for who they are, or only for the unchanging images we want them to preserve? Meg Ryan's story is both inspiring and cautionary. A reminder that even America's sweetheart cannot escape the harsh price of fame, yet she continues to show courage by living life on her own terms. Brigitte Nielsen, standing at 6 feet 1 inch, 185 centimeters with striking Nordic features. Brigitte Nielsen stormed into Hollywood in the mid-1980s. She made her mark in Red Sonja 1985 opposite Arnold Schwarzenegger and as Ludmilla Drago in Rocky IV 1985. Her towering presence and bold charisma made her unforgettable, and her marriage to Sylvester Stallone catapulted her into global stardom. Beyond film, Brigitte's personal life often overshadowed her career. Her high-profile relationships, including with rapper Flavor Flav, kept her in the tabloids, while struggles with alcohol and turbulent romances challenged her image. Yet she never stopped reinventing herself. She moved into European television reality shows and even modeling, maintaining relevance across decades. In 2018, at the age of 54, Brigitte shocked the world by giving birth to her 5th child, proving that her resilience extended to her personal life as well. She openly spoke about embracing change, confronting aging, and refusing to bow to societal expectations of women. On social media, she shares her journey candidly, inspiring fans with her confidence and vitality. Her story makes us ask, is reinvention the true secret to survival in Hollywood? Or is authenticity the real power? Brigitte Nielsen remains a testament to strength and adaptability, a woman who faced the spotlight's harsh glare, yet continues to live boldly on her own terms. Liza Minnelli. Born in 1946, the daughter of legendary actress Judy Garland and director Vincente Minnelli, Liza Minnelli seemed destined for the spotlight. Her breakthrough came with the 1972 musical film Cabaret, where her electrifying performance as Sally Bowles earned her an Academy Award, a Golden Globe, and a BAFTA. With her short black hair, expressive eyes, and powerhouse voice, Liza became a cultural icon of the 1970s. But her journey was not without struggle. Behind the glamour, she faced lifelong battles with alcohol and drug addiction, which often led to hospitalizations. In the 2000s, she was diagnosed with viral encephalitis, a condition so severe that doctors once feared she might never walk or talk again. Yet true to her resilient spirit, she fought back, returning to the stage with her signature energy. Throughout her career, she has won 4 Tony Awards, an Emmy, and countless other honors, cementing her as one of the most decorated entertainers of her generation. Still, her changing appearance sparked speculation about plastic surgery, with tabloids dissecting her every wrinkle and transformation. Liza, however, largely ignored the noise, focusing instead on her craft and on inspiring audiences with her courage. This leads to a poignant reflection. Should we measure a star by the toll of time on their face, or by the timeless impact of their art? Even in her later years, Liza Minnelli remains a symbol of survival, artistry, and unapologetic individuality. A woman who faced Hollywood's cruelest storms and still stood tall. Daryl Hannah. Born in 1960 in Chicago, Daryl Hannah became a household name in the 1980s, with memorable roles in Blade Runner 1982, Splash 1984, and Steel Magnolias 1989. With her tall frame, blonde hair, and captivating screen presence, she was one of Hollywood's most distinctive actresses. Later, her role as the assassin Elle Driver in Kill Bill 2003-2004 introduced her to a new generation of fans. Yet Daryl never confined herself to Hollywood fame. Beyond acting, she became a committed environmental activist, founding the Sustainable Biodiesel Alliance and taking part in high-profile protests such as the Dakota Access Pipeline demonstrations. Her activism often placed her in the headlines as much as her acting did. In her personal life, she surprised fans by marrying rock legend Neil Young in 2018. Choosing a quieter existence away from the glitz of Hollywood, she now focuses on gardening, cooking, and sustainable living. Though speculation about cosmetic surgery has followed her, Daryl has denied major procedures, embracing a more natural approach to aging. At over 60, she continues to inspire with her authenticity, grace, and deep commitment to causes greater than fame. Her journey raises a meaningful question. Is true beauty found in preserving youth or in living authentically with passion and purpose? Daryl Hannah's story is proof that a Hollywood star can reinvent herself beyond the screen, transforming from mermaid to role model for environmental and social responsibility. Kathleen Turner. In the 1980s, Kathleen Turner was one of Hollywood's brightest stars. Her breakout role in Body Heat 1981 established her as both a femme fatale and a serious actress, while films like Romancing the Stone 1984 and Preetzi's Honor 1985 cemented her reputation. For her performance in Preetzi's Honor, she received an Academy Award nomination, and throughout her career she collected multiple Golden Globe Awards. Audiences were captivated not only by her sultry looks, but also by her deep, husky voice, which became her trademark. However, in the 1990s, Kathleen's career faced a sudden shift. She was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, a debilitating autoimmune disease that caused chronic pain and swelling. To cope, she turned to alcohol, a battle she later admitted publicly. The illness and its treatments altered her appearance, sparking cruel media speculation. Yet Kathleen never retreated. She reinvented herself on stage and television, earning acclaim for her Broadway performances and later her role in the Kominsky Method. She also became a vocal advocate for women's rights and disability awareness. Her resilience raises a vital question. Do we admire stars only when they are flawless or when they show us the strength to rise after struggle? Today, Kathleen Turner remains a symbol of courage, reminding us that true beauty lies in authenticity, survival, and the refusal to be silenced by adversity. Joan Van Ark. Joan Van Ark, born in 1943, became a household name through her role as Valine Ewing in the long-running series Knots Landing 1979-1993. Across more than a decade, audiences watched her character evolve, making Valine one of television's most beloved soap opera figures. She also appeared in Dallas and The Love Boat, building a career that spanned both drama and lighthearted TV entertainment. Off-screen, Joan faced the same pressures as many Hollywood women, the demand to stay youthful. Over the years, her appearance changed significantly, leading to speculation about plastic surgery, eyelid lifts, facelifts, and Botox. While she has never confirmed the rumors, her transformation sparked debate about the relentless beauty standards placed on actresses. Beyond acting, Joan engaged in theater and advocacy, including animal rights. She also built a strong personal life with her husband, John Marshall, with whom she has been married for decades, an achievement rare in Hollywood. Her journey prompts an honest question. Should actresses be judged for their aging faces, or celebrated for the decades of art and stories they've given us? Joan Van Ark may look different from the star she once was, but her legacy endures. She remains a testament to the power of storytelling, perseverance, and the courage to continue performing even in an industry obsessed with youth. Priscilla Presley. Born in Brooklyn, New York in 1945, Priscilla Presley was only a teenager when she met Elvis Presley in Germany. Their love story, culminating in marriage in 1967, became one of the most famous unions of the 20th century. Together they had a daughter, Lisa Marie Presley, and though the marriage ended in 1973, Priscilla remained forever linked to Elvis's legacy. After Elvis's death in 1977, Priscilla took charge of Graceland, transforming it into one of the most visited private homes in America, drawing over 650,000 visitors annually. She became a shrewd businesswoman, preserving her late husband's memory while securing financial stability for the Presley family. Priscilla also pursued her own career. She appeared in the TV hit Dallas and starred in the comedy franchise The Naked Gun, 1988-1994, showing her comedic talent to a new generation. However, her appearance has sparked debate. In 2003, she fell victim to a fraudulent cosmetic surgeon who injected her with industrial-grade silicone, causing lasting damage. Despite corrective procedures, her transformation became a frequent topic in tabloids, often overshadowing her professional achievements. Her life leaves us to ask, do we unfairly reduce women to their changing looks, ignoring the strength it takes to build empires and preserve legacies? Priscilla Presley's story is not just about beauty, it is about resilience, reinvention, and her enduring role as the keeper of Elvis's legend. Goldie Hawn. Goldie Hawn, born in 1945, first charmed audiences on the 1960s TV show Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In. With her dazzling smile and bubbly energy, she quickly became one of Hollywood's favorite comedic actresses. Her film career flourished with an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in Cactus Flower, 1969, followed by hits like Private Benjamin, 1980, and Overboard, 1987. Beyond her career, Goldie's personal life became equally iconic. Her partnership with actor Kurt Russell, which began in 1983, is one of Hollywood's longest-lasting love stories, spanning over 4 decades without marriage. Together, they raised a blended family, including actress Kate Hudson, reinforcing the idea that love, not labels, defines relationships. Goldie has also become a passionate advocate for mental health. Through her Mind Up Foundation, she has reached millions of children with mindfulness and stress reduction programs, proving that her influence extends well beyond the screen. Naturally, her appearance has changed over time, prompting speculation about plastic surgery. Yet Goldie consistently emphasizes that her secret is not surgery, but joy, meditation, and healthy living. At nearly 80, she radiates the same positive energy that made her a star in the first place. Her journey sparks a question worth considering. Is the real fountain of youth found in cosmetic procedures or in choosing happiness and purpose every single day? Goldie Hawn stands as proof that optimism, resilience, and love can be the most enduring forms of beauty. Carrie Fisher. Born in 1956 to Hollywood royalty singer Eddie Fisher and actress Debbie Reynolds, Carrie Fisher carved out her own place in cinematic history. At just 19, she became immortalized as Princess Leia in Star Wars. 1977, a role that redefined female characters in science fiction. With her iconic hairstyle and fierce presence, Leia inspired generations, returning in sequels decades later, including The Force Awakens 2015. Yet Carrie's life was far more than the galaxy far, far away. She was a gifted writer and humorist, penning the best-selling memoir Postcards from the Edge 1987, later adapted into a film, and Wishful Drinking 2008. Her wit was razor-sharp, her voice unfiltered, and she fearlessly tackled issues many celebrities hid. Carrie spoke openly about her struggles with bipolar disorder and addiction, shattering stigmas and giving countless fans permission to embrace their own vulnerabilities. She also worked as a script doctor in Hollywood, polishing dialogue in films like Hook and Sister Act. Her later years saw criticism about her appearance, especially when she reprised Leia in her 50s. Carrie responded with characteristic wit. Youth and beauty are not accomplishments. They're temporary, happy byproducts. Her legacy leaves us with an essential question. Should we admire stars for how they look, or for their courage to show us their scars and truths? When Carrie Fisher passed away in 2016 at age 60, the world lost more than an actress. It lost a fearless advocate, a brilliant writer, and a voice that made honesty revolutionary. Kelly LeBrock. In the 1980s, Kelly LeBrock was the epitome of beauty. Born in 1960 in New York, she became a modeling sensation before stepping into film. Her breakout role in The Woman in Red 1984 turned her into a Hollywood dream girl, followed by Weird Science 1985, where she embodied the ultimate fantasy woman created by 2 teenage boys. Her porcelain skin, voluminous hair, and sensual aura made her a household name. She was even nicknamed the perfect woman during her career peak. Yet behind the glamour, Kelly faced turbulence. Her marriage to actor Steven Seagal ended bitterly, marked by public disputes. She also battled substance abuse and health struggles that led her to retreat from Hollywood. Rumors swirled about cosmetic procedures, facelifts, and fillers, as her later appearance surprised fans who remembered her as the unattainable beauty of the 80s. Choosing peace over fame, Kelly moved away from Hollywood, devoting herself to family life and charitable causes, particularly supporting children with life-threatening illnesses. Though her star power dimmed her resilience and decision to prioritize authenticity over industry pressures gave her a new kind of strength. Her journey sparks a reflective question: do we cling too tightly to the perfect images stars gave us in youth, forgetting they too must face life's hardships and transformations? Kelly LeBrock's story reminds us that beauty may fade, but the choice to live with dignity and purpose shines brighter than any red carpet. Extraordinary lives often leave us with questions as powerful as the stories themselves. From legends who redefined beauty to icons who struggled under the weight of fame, each journey forces us to confront how society views difference, resilience, and transformation. Are these individuals celebrated for their courage, or judged for their appearance? Should their legacy be measured in headlines or in the strength it took to survive? Share your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and continue exploring more untold stories with us here on Legends of Black Excellence.